This gruesome phantom is said to be the vengeful spirit of a woman who was cut in half by a train. Now she crawls on her hands, dragging her torso, making a teke-teke sound. It's a terrifying image that has haunted Japanese folklore for many years. Some say she specifically targets those walking near train tracks late at night.
Seems like her part of her body is like really cut in half by, I don't know, is she trying to warn the people around the trains, or is she just trying to, like she is trying to warn them by, I guess, scaring them, or maybe, she's really there for vengeance. But my favorite type of creatures is usually from the thing, the creature there, or also known as I think it was an alien virus that can, change into any type of shape and any type of creature almost to kind of survive on its own thing, which is kind of very fascinating because it's a creature that has no actual description, but it can manipulate and can even transform into another type of person, and you can't actually tell them if they are the real person or are they, infected. Or hello friends, or today is gonna be very interesting because today we're going to react on someone that is unique and someone who's been in the YouTube game for a very, very long time, and I've been watching him for since I was a teenager, man. And his name is Mathew Santoro, and 10 terrifying Japanese creepypastas that might be real. Real. I don't like to be real. Please friends, support Mathew Santoro. The original video will be available in the description below of this video. So without further ado, let's get started and play this party.
Today, we're diving deep into the unsettling world of Japanese creepypasta. We're talking chilling tales and disturbing urban legends, the kind that bury under your skin and leave you wondering, could these actually be real? Here are 10 terrifying Japanese creepypastas that might be real. Let's start with the infamous teke-teke. This gruesome phantom is said to be the vengeful spirit of a woman who was cut in half by a train. Now she crawls on her hands, dragging her torso, making a teke-teke sound. Imagine seeing her scuttling towards you in the dead of night. They say if she catches you, she'll slice you in half as well, mirroring her own tragic fate. It's a terrifying image that has haunted Japanese folklore for many years. Some say she specifically targets those walking near train tracks late at night. The sound of her dragging herself is said to be incredibly distinct and chilling. Hey, it's classic for a reason.
Damn, seems like her part of her body is really cut in half by, it's kind of tragic that she died from a train, and unfortunately she's now able to terrorize parts of the Japanese people who is part or somewhere even in near from trains, so they're trying to really, I don't know, is she trying to warn the people around the trains, or is she just trying to, she is trying to warn them by, I guess, scaring them, or maybe, she's really there for vengeance. I don't know for what or to whom. But for me, it's I think she is maybe in a kind heart, just terrifying other people and warning them, So also friends, if you are new here, welcome, and please like and subscribe to my video. I make YouTube, reactions from here, especially horror stuff. And all likes and subscribe will, help me continue making more content like this in the future. So thank you for your support. Let's continue.
Witnesses often describe the sound as scraping metal on concrete. It's said that if you hear the sound, you only have a few moments to escape before it's too late. Next up is the Kuchisaka.
Wait, how fast is she? If she's really that threatening, because she kind of don't have any type of legs. I guess.
Only have a few moments to escape before it's too late. Next up is the Kuchisaka Onna, aka the slit-mouthed woman. This horrifying figure wears a surgical mask, and if you happen to cross her path, she'll ask you, "Am I pretty?" If you say no, she kills you.
Wait, how does she ever, if she has no type of lips, how can she converse a conversation to say hey, I'm pretty, or have even ask questions to begin with if she has no face or tongue, I guess. Or maybe she has just a slit face. I don't know.
To cross her path, she'll ask you, "Am I pretty?" If you say no, she kills you with a pair of scissors. If you say yes, she removes her mask, revealing a grotesque Glasgow smile-like cut across her mouth, and asks again. There's really no winning in this encounter. This urban legend is deeply ingrained in Japanese culture. Some say she carries large, sharp scissors, making her even more menacing. There are also supposed methods to escape her, like throwing candy or confusing her with another question. Imagine the fear of walking alone at night. Children were warned about her, making her a common fear. Some say she appears on foggy nights, making her even more difficult to see. The Akamanto.
Imagine like if you're being part of her, like, you know, she's right there within you and your perimeter and just ask you to say if she is pretty. I guess you just need to lie, I guess. Or I don't know, what happens if you do answer her questions like she is pretty and beautiful, you know? Are you able to escape her? That would be very interesting.
Appears on foggy nights, making her even more difficult to see. The Akamanto. Akamanto, or Red Cape, is a demonic spirit that haunts public restrooms, particularly school bathrooms. If you're using the toilet and run out of toilet paper, a voice will ask you if you want red paper or blue paper. Choosing red results in being sliced to pieces, while blue leads to strangulation. Either way, there's no good answer. This tale.
Damn, this is the face of this character seems like to remind me about I think it was Squid Game. Yes, Squid Game seems to remind me of this very weird mask, and it's kind of interesting that they have to play a game about choosing what type of like toilet paper you're going to use, especially if you don't have any type of toilet paper. Yes, if you don't have any toilet paper left, well, you're dead anyways.
On a very vulnerable moment. It's a truly terrifying thought. Some variations say choosing other colors leads to even more terrible things that I can't even mention. The idea of being trapped in such a vulnerable position is deeply unsettling. It's said his appearance is preceded by a cold draft. Some say the voice sounds like a young child. Others say the bathroom door will lock itself once the question is answered. Hanako-san. Hanako-san is another school-based ghost. She's said to reside in the small stall of the girls' bathroom on the 3rd floor. To summon her, you knock 3 times and...
That's interestingly very specific that it needs to be in the 3rd floor of the bathroom. That's so specific.
Small stall of the girls' bathroom on the 3rd floor. To summon her, you knock 3 times and call her name. If you hear a response, it's advised to immediately run. They say she's a young schoolgirl who passed away in the bathroom during an air raid. It's a very popular story among school children. The image of a ghostly schoolgirl is particularly unsettling. Some versions say she wears a red skirt, and children often dare each other to summon her. The thought of encountering her in a familiar place like a school bathroom is truly terrifying. Some say she pulls you into the toilet if you don't run fast enough, and some say that she will ask for your name before dragging you in.
That is crazy. Also, it's kind of unfortunate that she died from an air raid, you know, that she is only like a little girl. And I also kind of weirded out by the Japanese, you know, creepypasta that there seems to be a repeating theme here, and it's all about the bathroom. Why in the bathroom specifically? It's kind of very interesting theme here.
Fast enough. And some say that she will ask for your name before dragging you in. The Jinmenkin, or human-faced dog, is a grotesque creature that resembles a dog with a human face.
Wow, this is actually very familiar from our culture, friends. I think we have what's called an aswang. This is what's called an aswang. I'm gonna zoom it for you. These are basically almost like dogs. Sometimes their nose are like pigs sometimes, but they have very sharp teeth that they eat a lot of person, you know. I think they're kind of inspired of people that are infected with rabies, and those rabies people, they kind of look like, they act like a dog, you know, and they're very rabid. And I think that inspires the folklore about also known called as aswang. We also had when I searched like aswang here in the search bar, there seems to be like a misinformation because this creature, this is not an aswang, by the way. This was called, I think they call this manananggal, meaning they like a cat half body. Sometimes it's like cut or trying to cut people, you know. She doesn't usually cut other people, but she does like love dragging people up to the sky and, you know, let them fall down. And the favorite of the manananggal is usually she loves to have her tongue long, you know, and try to eat the babies of pregnant women, which is kind of crazy. This is a very crazy creature. And basically this almost all manananggal are women, and all aswang is probably men. So there are differences. This is called a manananggal in our ancient folklore.
They're often spotted running along highways, and if you try to approach them, they're said to speak to you in a human voice. The sight of such a creature would be truly terrifying. Imagine seeing it in your rearview mirror. It's a modern legend that's captured the public's imagination. Some say they scavenge for garbage, further adding to their disturbing image. Others believe that they're the spirits of people who died in traffic accidents. The idea of a dog speaking with a human face is inherently unsettling. Witnesses often describe the voice as sounding tired or even annoyed. Others say that she can run at incredibly high speeds, easily keeping pace with your car. Cowhead, aka Gozu. The story of the cowhead is so terrifying that it's said anyone who hears the whole story falls into a catatonic state or even dies of fright. So in other words, keep watching. Even just a whispered fragment is said to be enough to cause immense fear and nightmares. It's a cursed tale shrouded in mystery. The sheer power attributed to this story is what makes it so frightening. It's a story within a story, which adds to the intrigue. Some say it originated in Mongolia or India before finally spreading to Japan. The details of the story are deliberately vague, adding to the mystique. The fact that it's considered dangerous to even talk about makes it even more compelling. Some say the story involves a village cursed by a demonic cow-headed creature. It's said that trying to retell the story will bring bad luck. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that to you. You can Google it on your own accord. The Ushirogami...
I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna Google that if there are some bad lucks, you know. But I'm pretty sure you are brave out there, viewers. You can search it on your own.
Don't worry,
so let's continue.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to you. You can Google it on your own accord. The Ushirogami Otoko. The back alley strangler is a shadowy figure that lurks in dark alleys. He's said to approach his victims from behind and suffocate them. The fear of being followed is a primal one. This story taps into that fear. It's a simple yet effective horror story. Some say he targets people walking alone at night after drinking. The lack of a clear description makes him even more terrifying because you don't actually know who to look for. The thought of someone silently approaching from behind is a universal fear. Some believe he's the spirit of a mugger.
I actually love like creatures that are kind of unknown. Like there's no actual description of what this creature is, or there's no definite description, or not even like, or it's really like an unknown creature, but it's there that exists that trying to kill you, you know. But my favorite like type of creatures is usually from The Thing, you know, it's called The Thing from the movie The Thing. But usually that movie was like my favorite because the creature there, or also known as like, I think it was an alien virus that can, you know, change into any type of shape and any type of creature almost to kind of survive on its own thing, which is kind of very fascinating because it's a creature that has no actual description, but it can like manipulate and can even transform into another type of person, you know, and you can't actually tell them if they are the real person or are they, you know, infected or some sort, or I think they're part of, you know, a creature that you can't even identify until it tries to kill you alone.
Say he leaves no trace of his victims as if they simply vanished. The Kiyotaki Tunnel. The Kiyotaki Tunnel is a real location with a dark history. It's said to be haunted by the spirits of those who died during its construction, which involved forced labor. People report hearing screams and seeing ghostly figures in the tunnel. The fact that this is a real place makes it all the more chilling. Imagine driving through this tunnel at night. It's a popular spot for ghost hunters. In fact, the tunnel is also said to have a strange effect on time, with clocks sometimes malfunctioning.
I think I hear about this tunnel, friends. I think it's from a manga somewhere. I don't know, but I think it was like some horror manga. This kind of inspires me of what this tunnel is.
Inside. The length of this tunnel is also said to change depending on which direction you travel. The stories surrounding this tunnel have made it a local hotspot for paranormal activity, and some say that if you look in the mirror inside the tunnel, you will see a ghost. Some people claim that their cars stall or their electronics malfunction when inside of it. The Red Room Curse. The Red Room Curse is an internet urban legend involving a pop-up animation of a red door. Once you see it, a voice asks, "Do you like the Red Room?" After that, your name appears on a list, and you die. This story is particularly relevant in the digital age. It taps into our fears of the unknown online. It's a modern take on a classic curse. Some versions say the pop-up appears unexpectedly while browsing unrelated websites. The animation itself is said to be simple but deeply unsettling.
It's kind of interesting, friends. There are some websites that's called the Red Room, and usually the Red Room is located somewhere on the dark web, and usually in the dark web there's a lot of illegal stuff, you know, but The Red Room doesn't usually exist, but it's used to be an urban legend that it's said that the Red Room is like a live video feed, I think, where you can watch like people getting, tortured and do some ugly stuff. And I think you can even like donate and chat some of those like live streams of people getting harmed and taking advantage of, which is kind of crazy. But usually they kind of don't exist, and maybe there's a darker part somewhere in the wild wide web, world wide web. And there are some, I think, gory videos that occasionally pop up from even like popular social media like Instagram or Facebook or even YouTube in most cases, or even like TikTok. Like there are some very disturbing, dark challenges that are being promoted for children to even like, do this type of dangerous stuff.
It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of the internet. The pop-up is often described as appearing suddenly and without warning. Some believe clicking it will instantly curse you and your computer. The Corner Man. The Sujiura or Corner Man is a spirit you can supposedly summon at a crossroads at night. If you carry a comb and cover your face, he will appear and tell you your fortune. However, he's often described as a malevolent entity, and it's a dangerous game to play. The idea of seeking out such a being is terrifying in itself. It's a tale that warns against meddling with the supernatural. Some say he asks for a price for his fortune, often something terrible. The crossroads are traditionally considered a liminal space, making them ideal locations for supernatural encounters.
It's kind of cool, like because I love like liminal spaces and back rooms and those type of like internet stories. And usually back room is mostly harmless, and I love like there are a lot of like horror video games that is being adapted by the back rooms. And it's kind of cool, like if this man, or I don't know what's this creature is. I think it was called the Corner Man. It's kind of fascinating for him to be an addition within the backroom games, like having like, I guess, summon your fortunes of how you will survive within the backrooms. That would be very, very interesting.
A liminal space, making them ideal locations for supernatural encounters. Oh, and if you like liminal spaces, get ready for my next video. Anyway, the fact that he's summoned intentionally adds another layer of fear. It's said that if you look him directly in the eyes, he will steal your soul. And some say he will only appear if the moon is full. So there you have it, 10 terrifying Japanese creepypastas that might just be real. But the question is, which one scared you the most? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.
I think the 10th video, I think the first video that really scares me about like the half woman, I think was unfortunately, I guess killed by the railroad, and she was unfortunately cut in half. But yeah, I guess that was the video, friends. Please support Mathew Santoro. I've been watching him for a very long time, man, and it's very, very fun to have like his content. I think he still makes those like top 10, I guess, listed stories and listed, I guess, top 10 type of videos, like what did in the past. They're they're popular in the past. I don't know if they are still popular till today. But yeah, if you enjoy those type of content, just watch the original video below in the description. And thank you for watching, friends, and good evening.